Hello, friends. Welcome back to Aaron's Anxiety. I am your host, Aaron, your personal guide through anxiety. So, I'm going to be talking a little bit softer today because the boy and Mama Bear is upstairs and taking a nap. And so I figured I could kind of get away for a second to make a video real quick and say what's going on, how things are going, blah, 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 and the decision that I've come to with whether or not I should get back on Lexapro or if I should just kind of keep riding it out and see what happens. So I've had a lot of people comment on my last video when I needed help, which is awesome because it's just nice to know that when I need help, you guys are there for me. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate it. It was a high volume of comments, people telling me their opinions and thoughts and views, which is exactly what I wanted because I wanted to kind of know all the ins and outs and things that I probably aren't thinking about. And of course, as anything with the internet, I've got a lot one way and a lot the other way, which is totally what I expected. But it was more I was looking for the reasons why of one way to just getting different perspectives is worth its weight in gold, and so I very much so appreciate everybody who commented on there. And so not to drag it on too long, I decided that I'm gonna hop back on. I'm hopping back on this train, and let me tell you why. Because this wasn't a hasteful decision. This was something that I thought about over the last few weeks, and I think it would be in my best interest to do that. So from the beginning of this, I've been just shy of 2 months, and from the beginning of this, I've always said that if I have to go back to Lexapro, I'm not afraid to, because now I know, I know what the monster on the bed, under the bed looks like, and it's nothing, you know what I mean? When starting these pills, people get very afraid to start them, okay? And I get it. I was afraid when I first started them too, but once you get onto them, it's kind of like this little blankie, you know what I mean? It's like that little security blanket. And so I'm not afraid to get back on these things, and which I'm going to do so. So, go ahead and do this right now. So what I'm going to start at, because I was on a low dose when I first started, and so I was on, or when I got off, when I got off, I was on 5 milligrams. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of cut a pill. I have 10 milligram pills. I cut those in half. There's 5. Well, then I cut them into little quarters, and then I have a 2.5. Man. So I'm going to take a 2.5. Here we go. You guys are on the ride with me. I told you I was going to take you with me. See? Show you under my tongue, just like you do with patience. So I'm not afraid to get back on, and the reasons why is because my anxiety has just been slowly building and building and building. So being almost 2 months off of this stuff, I feel like the Lexapro is not probably, there's always going to be traces of it, but most of it was out of my system to the point where I got through all the bad stuff that is associated with withdrawal. And if you're just joining, I was taking 5 milligrams. I cold turkeyed 5 milligrams. I went through the symptoms of that flu-like symptoms, headaches, nausea, things like that, and I got through them just fine. That's not a recommended way to do it. I just did it that way because I just wanted to kind of try it, be done with it. I was already on such a low milligram, so not say it's the best way to do it. So do it a different way. But what I noticed is my anxiety, like I said, has been snowballing. It's been getting bigger and bigger, and I'm starting to devote more and more and more of my time and mental space thinking about anxiety and having anxious feelings, anxious thoughts. And then so I talked to my wife about it, because these are things that you don't want to hastily do. And I talked to my wife about it, and she was saying, yeah, she goes, you seem to be catastrophizing things more often now. And I also seem to be making bigger deals out of small situations. And those are the subtle keys and cues that you want to look at. You know what I mean? So it's always helpful to have a third-party perspective, especially somebody who lives with you. And so my wife is, she's a wonderful person. She's very honest with me, and she wouldn't tell me something if she, if she thought it was in bad taste or if it was going to be wrong for me, because she loves me. She has my best interest in mind. So I appreciate her for that. So Sam, if you're watching, thanks, baby. And I also noticed that I was going back to, so before I ever got on Lexapro, I did a long stint of fixing my anxiety, trying to battle it in every which way before medication. And the one thing that I had a hard time shaking was if I was eye to eye with somebody having a conversation, I would almost always think, oh, what if I had a panic attack right now? And then I'd have this sunken chest, uh-oh, what if I had a panic attack right now? Feeling in me. And then, of course, yeah, oh, right. Inside I'm going, ah! You know what I mean? So, and that has for sure come back, because it seems like a lot of times when I'm talking to people, there'll be a lull in the conversation, or there'll be a point where they're talking and my ADHD won't let me listen that well, because I try really hard, and I'll start venturing off, what if I had a panic attack? You know what I mean? And I hate that feeling, because that's when it's crucial. That's when it's like, oh, what if I had a panic attack right now? And so there's a lot of things in my life right now that I don't need to venture down that road of panic attacks and anxiety and things like that. You know, I have a toddler who requires attention and time, and I got to train him. I'm training him to be a person. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. And then, I have other things. I got weddings coming up that I have to go to. I'm a best man in my best friend's wedding, so I have to be prepared for that. And it's just, anxiety will not be of a benefit to me. And so I did enjoy the way that I felt on Lexapro and the small cons that came with it, whether that was forgetfulness or fill in the blank. You guys know we've talked about this for a while. This has been a big one. So I'm worth more than that anxiety, if that makes sense. So I need to make sure that I combat it, not only for my sake, but for my family's sake. So these are the things that I've been thinking about while trying to figure out, should I go back on Lexapro? Should I keep riding it out? Because at some point you got to know that you're just on a bumpy road, you know? And so Lexapro is just kind of the better tires for the road. So you pick and choose. And this isn't for everybody. I keep trying to say this. I'm not a doctor. I won't prescribe you anything. But what I will say is everybody's going to be a little bit different. And so there are so many people that can get on this stuff and then hop back off and be totally fine. And so far, Sam has been one of those people. She had, after we had Henry, she had some bad anxiety and things, and got on Zoloft. It worked great for her for a few months, and then she hopped back off and has been good ever since. So she's not an odd case. That happens all the time. So, but there are people like me, maybe like you, that we just tend to run higher anxiety, and that is okay. So once you start getting into the anxiety world, you start to realize how many people out here run high anxiety and are on some sort of SSRI. So it's people just don't talk about it. Well, I think we should talk about it more. I think people should know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of us out here. So that's why the companies are making billions of dollars. So at $7 a month, you know what I mean? So, all right, friends, this has been my example. I took the pill. We're hopping back on. I don't know what kind of symptoms I'm going to have coming back on, because there always is a trial run of usually 2 to 3 weeks if you've already been on it and are getting back on it. If you're going cold turkey, it could take a little bit longer. If you're going the first time you've ever taken an SSRI, it could be longer. And it could be longer for me. I don't know. But I'm going to take you guys along the ride with me, getting back on and getting back to a more comfortable place in my own brain, and letting this anxiety just get this stuff back off my back. Okay, so I really appreciate your comments. I really appreciate your support and concern. And for people that told me to stay off of it, like I said, I appreciate I appreciate your love and support in me, and I really hope that you continue to support me, even though I'm getting back on, because there is a lot of good information that we've accumulated between all of us. A lot of the things I make videos about are my own personal experience, and I've also brought up things that you guys have commented on that I know have worked for me and are going to help people. So it's not just me, it's all of us. So I really hope that you stick around and have some kind of entertainment. Watch me do stupid stuff. So, all right, friends. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. It's Sunday right now. Let's see. We'll mark this down right now. It's Sunday. I'm not even sure what the date is. It's a good feeling. It's I think it's January 24th, I want to say. January calendar. Let's Sunday, yeah, Tony Ford nailed it on the nose. Look at me go. So, all right, yeah. So we're gonna see how it goes over the next next few weeks, and then I'll let you know at what point I don't feel like I'm going through any symptoms. And maybe I won't. Hopefully, hey, knock on wood. You're on a box right now, so we're gonna knock on wood. And until next time, friends, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm Aaron. You're awesome, and I'll see you in the next video.